Today we're going to be dissecting a very nice cephalopod known as the squid. This is a lovely picture of a squid. Probably doesn't look that much like what yours looks like. I do want to point out one feature of this squid that you can see in this picture though, and those are the chromatophores. See these spots I'm highlighting? A few of them on the squid here. They can change in size, shape and color. And this picture does show you very nicely those chromatophores. It also shows you a very nice picture of the squid eye. It's a very well developed eye, especially for an invertebrate. It can see almost as well as we can, which makes one of the things that make the squid an excellent predator. Now, your squid probably doesn't look like quite as nice as this one, but hopefully it doesn't look like this. This is a giant squid. It was washed up on a beach, and you can see that squid do become very, very large in size. So fortunately in your case, you don't have anything quite as large and messy to deal with. Your squid probably looks a lot like this one. Now what we're looking at here is the backside, or the dorsal side of the squid. And I want to highlight a few features of the squid to make your dissection drawing a little bit easier. The first thing that you notice is you do see those chromatophores. The whole outside covering is the mantle, and if you look at the top of the mantle, you notice two things that help the squid to change direction. So I'm highlighting them both for you here. These are the fins of the squid. They aren't responsible for pushing the squid, they're just held responsible for helping it steer down. Here at the bottom and making a big circle around them, those are the arms of the squid, and they're going to help to bring food closer into the squid's mouth, which is called its beak. And that's just at the center of all those arms. Can't see it in this diagram. You can, however, notice that two of these are much longer than the others. So I'm highlighting them for you in yellow. Those ones are the tentacles. So they're responsible for grabbing food and bringing it closer to the arms. So they're able to grab it and put it into their mouth. Squid is an excellent predator. So it's able to grab things and can bite pretty hard with that beak, which is in the middle of a big, massive muscle. So when you do look at the mouth or the beak in the center of those arms, look for a big, massive muscle around it. Now if we flip the squid over, you can see what it looks like on the other side. Now the one thing I want you to notice here is the siphon. The siphon is just, it's responsible for helping the squid to move. So water will go into the mantle, and then inside the squid it will turn around and be shot out of the siphon so that the squid can close this part of the mantle here and shoot the water so that it's only coming out of the hole of the siphon. That means that the squid is going to be traveling in the opposite direction to its arms. So this part of the squid is going to reach an area of the area first, because since it's shooting the water out this way, it's going to be moving in this direction. So the arms will reach a place second. This diagram shows you a very nice close-up looking at the siphon. So that's this hole right here. And since we're looking at the underside of the squid, you can see where water will come into the mantle here. And then inside the squid, it's going to be shot out of the siphon. That way, propelling the squid head first. So its arms are trailing behind it, and it almost looks like it's swimming backwards. Alright, let's take a look at what your squid will look like on the inside now. It might not look quite as clear as this one, or it could be a little clearer. Sometimes it's hard to tell depending on how fresh the squid is, as well as, So one of the easiest things I'm going to highlight in yellow here for you to see are the gills of the squid. There are two, and they almost look like the feathers. They're sticking out from either side. Those are going to help get oxygen out of the water and put it into the squid's blood system, which is a closed circulatory system, and it brings carbon dioxide back out It'll be able to do the same thing that our lungs do. At the base of each gill, you can see a small ball now. I'm highlighting it in kind of a purple color here in your actual squid. It'll probably look a whitish yellow mass, like a lump. And those are the two hearts that are on either side of the gills. Sometimes they're called gill hearts or brachial hearts, and those will actually work to pump oxygen just into the gill. So each gill has its own heart to make sure that it always has lots of blood supply. There's another heart as well that's in the center. You may or may not be able to see it on your squid, and that's going to help bring blood to the rest of the body for the squid. Another feature that you can see, it's quite clear here, and hopefully it'll be clear on yours, coloring it in green. This is the ink sac. Usually has kind of a silvery color or a blackish color. And if your squid is very fresh, you should be able to open up the ink sac and be able to actually use the ink to write your name. If you like, up the top, there's another feature that's easy to see on the squid, as well as this is the gonad, and depending on the color and texture, you may be able to tell whether your squid is male or female. So take a look in your lab guide, and that will help you as a clue to whether you're looking at a boy or a girl squid. Last but not least, after you've finished dissecting the internal part of your squid, turn your squid over and look at the dorsal side once again. You may be able to remove the pen. I'm going to highlight where the pen is on this squid. Here it's running along the back of the squid, and it serves like a backbone, but it's made of cartilage, so it's very soft. What you need to do in order to remove it is make a small cut right here, and then using a pair of tweezers or forceps, use your fingers or whatever, pull in this direction, and you can remove the entire pen, usually in one big piece. Then, for an added bonus, if you'd like to, you can use the pen. If your ink sac is still intact, dip the pen of the squid into the ink and write your name on your dissection paper. Final part of this dissection guide, I want to show you a video I found on TeachTube. And you can see in the image that the teacher, I guess, turned over the squid to the dorsal side, and she's using a probe to show you the siphon. So you can see the inside, the mantle where the water would go in, and there's the siphon where the water would come out. And when you do your dissection, look carefully at this video and at the PowerPoint. Make sure the tips of the scissors are pointing up away from the organs, like you see in this video, because you don't want to accidentally puncture any of the organs. And once you have your squid cut down the middle, it's very easy to open it up. First thing you see here is the silvery ink sac. You'll probably be able to see on either side those two feathery gill structures. Once your squid is nicely open, you can take a good look at the internal anatomy. Afterwards, take a look at the mouth. Inside all of those arms, if you spread them apart, you can just see the tip of the beak. And you can see a big mass of muscle directly around the beak, which the teacher in this video is showing you with the probe. And for your final step, try to remove the pen. First, like I said, you'll have to turn the squid over to its dorsal side again and use the scissors to cut the very end. And what you'll be doing is trying to very gently pull the entire pen out in one piece. So if you can grab it by the end, probably look clear. Just gently tug on the end to be able to get the pen to come out. And fun fact, in ancient days, this was actually used as a pen. The people would dry it and then use the ink from the squid itself to be able to, use it as a pen. And that's about it.